Live. It is Friday afternoon for me, Friday morning for Marcy, and it is the best time to learn and discover about some amazing new inventions and products that'll make your life just a little bit better. Of course, these are all products that you can find right here, right now on thegrommet.com. And I know, Marcy, the last couple weeks we've been on the road. We were at pet shows and travel shows and Inspired Home and the hardware show, and this is the show season. We're seeing all kinds of new products, and to me, this is just so exciting. I mean, you've sent me like lists of like dozens and dozens of products that we need to get here on Grommet. And so, but we're both back home today, back in our home studios, and we've got a really fun show for everybody, huh?
We do, yes. And I know at least one of these items you got from the CES show, right?
We did. One of these is from CES that I know of. Another has been a longtime client of ours. Another one is helping me sleep better at night. And so this is going to be a really, really fun week. So again, as you guys are hopping on, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, all the different channels that we're on here today, you might only see, different chats going on in the different locations. Marcy and I and our producer Jen behind the scenes, we get to see it all. So make sure you jump in, you say hello in the chat. That would be amazing. Let us know who's watching. And if there are any products that you're looking forward to today, we'll tell you all about how you can win some of today's products in just a few seconds. But as we continue and as we go, as with every week, when you check these products out on thegrommet.com, you give them an upvote, you're going to get 20% off to try these products. And the best part, you're buying directly from the maker. I love this because you are supporting them. The money goes right to their business, helping them with inventory, helping them to grow, which is what we are all about, is helping these small independent makers to go from undiscovered to unstoppable through shows like this. And so I love that. We'll get you guys links and QR codes and everything that we're going to share as we get going today. And Marcy, your favorite part of the show, the giveaways. Let's tell everybody how to enter.
Yes, we are doing 2 giveaways today, as we always do. And what we're going to do is we're going to do one about halfway through the show. We're going to do another one at the very end of the show. So Greg and I are both going to be picking our favorite products of the whole show, and those are the 2 items that we are going to be giving away. So what does that mean for you? How do you get in on that action? You are going to use the QR code that you're seeing right there. That is the QR code for the giveaway. So you just get your phone out, take a picture of that QR code, and then just enter to win. But we are now giving away 2 chances. So if you want that second chance, if you want to double your chances, all you have to do is inside the chat, just type one word, and that word is giveaway. Or better yet, Greg always suggests, and I love that idea, is that you type in the product that you actually want to win in the giveaway. So Jen, our producer, is watching the chat constantly. And if you do either one of those 2 things, she's going to give you a second chance at winning. And we are announcing the winners live during the show. Again, one at halftime and one at the very end. So that always makes it so fun. And while we're talking about the chat, I always like to remind everybody how important and meaningful the chat is. Not only because it makes it so much fun, we get to hear your feedback, you can ask us questions live, real time, but also because when we get that chat going, what happens is the powers that be on all the social media platforms see that there's something exciting going on Grommet Live. They push it out to more and more people. So this is really what the Grommet is all about, is highlighting these incredible inventors and makers and amplifying their stories to the world. And so the more active we can get that chat going, the more people that are going to know about these awesome products and the inventors and makers behind them. So I cannot encourage you enough to really, anytime you have a thought, a question, something nice and positive to say, please put it in the chat. And that's part of the reason why we're giving you that second chance to win the giveaways today, because by typing in the chat, we're adding a second chance, and we're also getting that chat going so the makers can be amplified even more than they already are. So that.
Love that. Great breakdown, great explanation. So make sure you enter one, if not both ways, so that we can see you. We can see what products you want. And of course, you don't even know some of the products yet. So as we go and start talking about them, make sure you share them in the chat. And that's going to kick off today's show with our very first product. And I could say I am someone who I struggle with this. I've had bags under my eyes since I can remember, right? Ever since camera phones were a thing and I started seeing myself in pictures, I've had bags under my eyes, and I've tried all kinds of different things. And I hydrate a lot and I exercise and I do things, but still have the bags under the eyes. And these guys, so excited for this product. I've been wearing them for the past few days in the morning. Days off, depuffing, dissolvable eye mask. Say that 3 times fast today. What I love these things, and as a guy, and I can't wait to get Marcy's take on this, because I don't wear makeup. I don't put stuff on my face too often. My wife is always doing her nighttime routine, but I was really excited to try these because I see these ads a lot, and ads for products like this. So I was really excited to try this. And when you put these on right under the eye, where you're getting the live demo today of these products. So as you put them on right under your eye, they're kind of gooey, and I think that's normal. That's how they're supposed to be. But I've never put anything under my eye like this, and I really enjoyed it. It really feels like you're moisturizing your eyes. You're, there we go, falling off a little bit. These are super cool. And so, Marcy, I'd love to get your take on them and maybe your expertise on them, because, Greg probably isn't the smartest person to talk about these today, but I loved it. I love the way my face and my eyes feel after wearing them. And, they're such a cool product. I see products like this trending everywhere on social media, and they are super duper cool. So I'm going to turn it over to you and tell us all about this eye mask.
Okay. Well, Greg, for starters, come back on the screen with me for just a second. You have them on backwards.
I have them on backwards. Oh, come on.
You want the bigger part to be out here, because this is where we have those lovely, and maybe you don't have them yet, but the crow's feet out here. So this gives you more coverage this way, and then the pointer goes this way. So we're actually covering the bags and the wrinkles a little bit more.
See,
so there you go.
That's why we need amazing people like Marcy to tell me that I'm doing everything wrong, because that's how we do things.
You've been dealing with bags for however long you just said. I've been dealing with the fine lines, the wrinkles, the puffy, the bag, you name it. So I know these things inside and out. But I mean, I wish you guys could feel them. They are so cooling. And it just, you put them on, and I'm going to look really pretty today at some point, because this is my second time wearing them today. I put them on right when I wake up in the morning. It just does depuff. It minimizes the fine lines. But more than that, I put them on every morning because I've gotten used to it, and it's just such a refreshing way to wake up. So I do that really, literally. I'm having my coffee and I have these on. I love them so much. The other thing I love about them is I take them with me when I travel. In case in fact, I almost brought them. I wanted to put them on the travel show that we did last week, because they really are a travel item for me. So I have them on the airplane with me, and I'll put them on like mid-flight when I start to feel dehydrated and puffy and all of those lovely things that we feel in the air, especially when I know I'm going somewhere. Maybe I'm going to a meeting or a show or something. When I land, it just really gives me that refreshing, kind of revitalized look, I will say, but also more so the way it makes me feel, I will say. Now, what you do is you put them on just like Greg and I did. You leave them on for about 15 minutes, and then you peel them off. And then when you do peel them off, you'll find that there is a little bit of sort of excess, and you just want to kind of pat that in so that you're getting the maximum benefits from these. And actually, one of the key selling points of them is that they are dissolvable. And the founder, Lena Chow, her whole vision when she created her company was sustainable, eco-friendly beauty products. She personally wanted to start being, having more sustainable practices in her life. And she started with the bathroom, thinking beauty is a big part of her life. So she started there and started looking for products that were more eco-friendly, and was not finding very many. So because of that, she decided to start creating them. And this is one of them. So when you're done using them, what you're going to do is you're just going to put them under hot water, and they dissolve like magic. And so typically you'd have these gel things that go into the landfill, and they're just awful for our environment, but these literally just dissolve, which is so super cool. But the ingredients that are in these are really great. And the one that stuck out at me right away was pumpkin seed. I used to have a pumpkin enzyme face mask, and this reminded me of that. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to go purchase that again, because it was my favorite face mask I ever used. And so pumpkin seed is super hydrating. moisturizer like nothing else that has ever worked for me. So when I saw that these under eye masks have that pumpkin seed as one of the core ingredients, I was all about it. And so sure enough, that is not disappointed. They also have niacinamide, which I know is great for moisturizing as well. It's the ingredient that can really sort of plump those fine lines to make them kind of blur away. So we love that. And then turmeric, which I was not super familiar. I mean, I know turmeric from a ingestible standpoint, but I wasn't familiar with topical, what that does for our skin. And evidently that decreases dark spots. So it gives you sort of a more even skin tone. So I thought that was kind of interesting, but just that whole overall combination feels so good. And I feel like as soon as I take them off, I just look more refreshed and rested and all of those things that we want to feel and look like. And when we kick off our day or when we get off the airplane, or I'll also use these if I'm doing any kind of special event, if I'm going to a dinner or something like that and I want to look extra fresh, I will do these before I do my makeup. And it just gives you sort of that really nice blank smooth canvas to do your eye makeup with. So I'm a big fan of these. And I can tell you are too, Greg. I'm actually so impressed that I thought for sure you'd say your wife, Jen, was using them.
She's going to end up stealing them. So we're going to have to order a bunch more. The good news, we get a nice Grommet discount, which gets it from $26 to $20.80. My question for you, Marcy, maybe you know this, and maybe the founder is in the chat as well, is what's how long does this little container last? So for $20, is this enough for 2 weeks? Is this a 30-day supply? And maybe you don't know, maybe we're both just need to read this really quickly. There's 30 pairs in here, so that's about what, 15 days. So just about a 2-week supply. Is that how you would think of it if you're using it every day?
I would think it's a
30 pairs.
If there's 30 pairs, yeah, because I use them pretty much every day. And so, but it's not something you have to use every day. It can be kind of that special occasion thing when you just want to look extra, refreshed and smooth and all of that. But if you're like me and you just, it becomes sort of a ritual of your day and makes you feel better, then it's a month supply.
I love that. So $20 month supply with your Grommet discount. For those unfamiliar, on the right-hand side of the screen, if you're watching this on a desktop, that QR code, when you open your phone and you go over to that QR code, you snap a picture of it, that'll take you directly to their page on Grommet. I showed this off just a second ago. Give them an upvote. This is going to help them go up higher and higher and higher on the charts. They've already got 369 upvotes, so increasing almost to 400 on their way to 500, and that'll get you that 20% discount. And if you're not ready to maybe purchase this today, still give it an upvote. It saves it to your My Votes tab, which is kind of like your bookmarks or gifts to come back to at a later time. But yeah, definitely something to pamper yourself with. Mother's Day coming up. We've been saying this a lot lately. Lots of cool holidays coming up. So definitely a really cool present as well.
I'm actually going to put these in. Oh, I'm going to tell the Easter Bunny to put these into my daughter's Easter basket because it's such a pretty fresh kind of color. But I know she'll also love them, even though she doesn't have a single fine line to speak of. But they're phenomenal. And when I travel with them, one little last tidbit is I just put them in a little Ziploc snack bag. And so they stay nice and moist until I need them, but I don't have to bring the whole thing with me on the plane. So that's what I do. And Greg, I was so excited to see the price. I thought they were going to be much more than that. So that $20 for this, and it does, lasts a month for me, but well worth it, I will say.
I agree. I do see ads for alternative products like this, and the ones I'm seeing are in the $50 to $80 range. And so, yeah, really good deal on this. Great job, Lena. I love the sustainability aspect. Really, really great Grommetable product. So thank you so much for kicking off the show today. And so one way that you can get rid of the bags under your eyes and the puffiness is with days off. Another is just getting a good night's sleep. And I know there are so many people out there who need a better night's sleep. And it starts with two things. It always starts with two things. It starts with the mattress, and we're not going to demo a mattress today, and your pillow. There are so many people who are uncomfortable when they sleep because since the dawn of time, pillows have really been, one size fits all, right? Whether you're a back sleeper, a belly sleeper, a side sleeper, everybody had the same kind of pillow. And when I got this box in at the beginning of the week, I think it came in on Monday, I was like jumping up and down giddy because I am a side sleeper and I've been looking for something. It was like perfect timing. This is one of the coolest products. I know we have the founders in the chat today. Honeydew Sleep, the scrumptious side pillow. So I did take the pillowcase off because I wanted to show off the actual pillow itself. The branding is also incredible. So I'll show some of the packaging and the branding. You guys know Marcy and I, we love packaging and branding. And this is, at first it's got this little like half moon shape on it. And I was like, I don't know, is this going to do the trick? After the first night, I was hooked. And I know, Marcy, you love this as well. So why don't you tell us a little bit about it? I'll grab some of the materials and the packaging as you go. But this is by far my new favorite pillow, like not even close.
I know. And have not let anyone else in my house touch it because it'll be a giant fight over who gets to sleep with it. I'm so glad you guys are here inside the chat because I just want to compliment you and thank you so much for creating this pillow. And clearly there is so much thought in this pillow, into every single detail in this pillow. Greg said it as far as it's just the most comfortable, amazing pillow that you can sleep on. But when you look closer at it and you look at all the design details and the material details, you understand why it is so comfortable. It is like that perfect marriage of it's that soft luxury. Like when you touch it, when you lay your head on it, you just melt into the pillow and it is so cozy and so comfortable. And because of that crescent shape, it fits the way, whether you're on your side or your back, it just provides the support that I would have never thought I needed until I tried this pillow. And from what I understand, that shape not only fits perfectly the head and the shoulders, and when you're on your side, you're not battling with that corner of the rectangle pillow, the traditional rectangle pillow, you fit so perfectly into that curve. It's just an amazing design. But again, when I go back, I want to go back to every detail because you'll notice that ribbon that you can see there in the picture along the side. It looks decorative and cool, but it's there for a reason. And that ribbon is made from a material that provides that perfect amount of structure. So it holds its structure in place. So it gives you that relief, the sort of the pressure points. So when you wake up, you're not stiff. You don't have little pain points when you wake up. And that ribbon is a big part of that. And then the fill is also, it's copper infused fill, which has cooling properties to it, which at least I love. In case I do head into menopause anytime soon, which that might be happening because I am getting very hot when I sleep. And the fact that it has that copper infused in it for the cooling properties, but also the antibacterial. And so what that means is that your pillow will stay fresh longer. It'll smell better longer. But it is machine washable. So all you have to do, you take the filling out, you put the cover in, and you can machine wash, tumble dry. So super easy to clean. And I want to hit on the filling again and say that when I mentioned you can take the filling out, there's actually a hidden zipper built into it. And that is both for cleaning, but the other element to it that I think is so genius, so brilliant, is that this is a customizable pillow. So you can remove some of the filling if it's, and I did remove some because I slept great in it. I loved it. But once I understood that that was a feature, I thought, I would like it to have a little less. Like I was a little propped up a little more than I wanted to be. And so when you customize it, like Greg is doing right there, you will have that perfect, proper sleep alignment so that you wake up pain-free, not stiff. You wake up just like you have had the best night's sleep. And I love that it's a family behind it and that it really started sort of as a passion project for wanting to create that perfect pillow. And let me just say, they created the perfect pillow. And to Greg's point, not just the pillow is perfect, the packaging, when it showed up, oh my gosh, Greg, I'm hoping you have the packaging because it's so nicely done and so every detail again, and they explain how to maximize the use of it right out of the box. It's just really, really great. They have scored on every level. And with that packaging, because it's so nice, it makes such a great gift.
Yeah.
giving the gift of a good night's sleep and, something that they will love every single night for the rest of their lives and thank you for all the time. I mean, Mother's Day, that is just a slam dunk for a mom or a grandma
Oh yeah.
or a sister or you name it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you nailed it. And just, yeah, I showed off the box, just everything. As soon as you open one thing and it's got a cool message and another message, and not just the design, but this was my favorite piece in the entire thing was these like instructions. And it said, the pillow comes rolled up. And so it's just like, don't be alarmed. Don't be scared. Like, this is how the pillow works. And, since I've been cooped up, my new pillow smell might not be the most alluring aroma, but with some fresh air, I'll be fragrance free on my own in just a few days. You can fast track it by throwing it into the dryer, which is what we ended up doing. But just everything about it, the packaging to the logos to the branding and the design. I know, you're going to throw a pillowcase on this right away, but you just, as Marcy said, you just feel so good giving this to someone. As I was opening it, it was an adventure. Everything that I opened, one, you open the box and there's a message there. You open a card and there's a message there. And it was so cool. And like you said, the customization, I was able to take out some of the fluff just to get a little, not as thick here. Really cool. Love that it was a husband and wife combo, like all the things that make a product amazing. And the cool thing is with your Grommet discount, this is a huge discount, taking it from $129 to $104. And, again, this is something that I could not encourage you to grab more. If you are a side sleeper, have a side sleeper in your life. I am a side sleeper. And so I'm always like hugging the pillows, like trying to do something to get comfortable. Every night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, I've used it this week and I've woken up, no stiff neck. My back feels great. It keeps your back in alignment. It's so cool. And it's these little things. We talk about it all the time, products that make your life a little better. If you get a little bit better sleep, you're going to wake up with a little more energy and a nice smile on your face, and you're going to feel good about your day. And Honeydew, you guys have done an amazing job. So thank you guys for being a part of Grommet Live. I hope you guys sell a ton of pillows and that you help some people get some good night's sleep. Cause I think we could all use some right around now. It's been spring break. The kids have been running around like crazy. I need as much sleep as I can get. So
Yes. And doesn't it, I look forward to going to bed. I think about it. Like I can't wait to lay my head on it. And don't you find, doesn't your shoulder just fit perfectly in that crescent?
it's so cool. Again, like when you first see it, you're like, is this really going to work? Like, is
Right.
this, and as soon as I laid my head into I was like, oh my goodness, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for like my whole
Yeah,
life. So
exactly.
it's one of those things. It's hard to like Marcy and I are just bragging on this and talking about it and we love it. You got to experience this for yourself. Hit that QR code and, support Jonathan and the family and everyone at Honeydew, because I truly believe in this product and what they're doing. And I'm their biggest fan.
Well, and I have to say on that note, as far as try it out, they have, you guys, this is just a no risk whatsoever. They have a 60-day trial. So get it home with that amazing Grommet discount, try it for 2 months and see what you think. And if you don't agree with Greg and I, send it back. And it's free shipping to you, free shipping back. That is just an irresistible offer in in my world. So I can't recommend that enough. Just
Yeah.
get it home and try it. Just the difference between that and any other pillow, there's just no comparison. It's
Yep. And they do have king and queen sizes, so you can get either, which is really cool. It is handmade in the USA, actually in California. So right over by you, Mars, handmade in California. And then I know Candy's been asking some questions about pillowcases. Regular pillowcases work, but they also do make some custom pillowcases on their site as well. So either or, I think is really cool. And Sherry's saying, I love a trial period. I've spent so much on pillows that don't work for me yet. And, like pillows are, like this isn't an inexpensive item, right? If you're grabbing 2 of them, you're potentially, it's $250. And so you do want to make sure that this is something that, you're really going to want to sleep on every night. And I love that they put their money, they back their product. They stand behind it at that level.
And it is because this is a pricier pillow. It's more than a lot of pillows, and so people might shy away from buying it because of that. But if it does everything Greg and I are saying it does, I'd pay 10 times that to have a good night's sleep every night. So that's why that trial is so great, because you could decide for yourself how important that good night's sleep is when you get it. And so, yeah.
Hit that QR code, head on over, get your discount. And Honeydew, thank you so much for being in the comments today, chiming in. We really appreciate it. Hope you have a great week, and best of luck during launch week this week. Great job. That's going to bring us into the third product of the day. We featured their sister company over holiday time, and Marcy and I fell in love with it. We got a pet portrait from them of one of Marcy's dogs, and so cool. It was incredible. Now they're back with a second product on Grommet, different company, but it's in the same vein of these personalized, customized artwork. And this one has to do with our eyes. So, Marcy, I know that you were able to get your eye turned into a print. So let's talk about Iris Blink, the butterfly poster. I love this kind of personalized artwork. I think there's no better way to, brighten your house up with artwork that's based on stuff from your own life. It's really, really cool. So tell us a little bit about this one.
It's so cool. Yeah, that's all you do is you basically send them a high-res picture of your iris, and then they have artisans that work to actually enhance that. And what was the other word they used? Enhance it, and where is it? Gosh darn. I'm not finding it, but basically the artisans will take it to the next level. So it's your actual iris. And I mean, who would have thought but each one of us, our irises are so unique and have such different, a rainbow of colors. Like we think of irises as brown, blue, or hazel, but really there's so many intricacies to the iris. And so it's so cool to see it up close like that, and that it really does become this beautiful work of art. And they have so many options, so many different ways to display it. It can be done on with a white background, it can be done with a black background. You're seeing that right there. They can do it in a round shape. They have frames for it, so you can choose from different frames, or you could do no frame, and you could do it mounted with acrylic or glass. And to me, that one just really intensifies the beauty of the art, just that gloss look on top of it. So many, look at all the different ways that they've done it. It's just so cool, and I love how personalized it is, that it's you, or if you're gifting it to somebody and you can somehow get a picture of their iris without them knowing, that would be quite a feat. I would be very impressed by that. But they have basically have a technology that has revolutionized photography of the iris, and is able to get it so fine-tuned and so magnified. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. I wouldn't, if I didn't know it was iris art, I wouldn't have guessed that at all. But then when you look up close and then you look at your eye next to it, it's just really, it's so interesting, and such a, like I said, a unique gift and a unique way to decorate your home or your office. I kind of love it for office. I know a lot of optometrist office have them, which I thought was really, I mean, that's, of course, that's a perfect fit for it. Let's see here. We've got some chat action going on. Go ahead.
I'd love to kind of walk through, like, how did it happen? Like, did you take a selfie of your eyeball? Like, how did it happen? And I think we actually have some of the artwork that they sent back to you that we can share as well. So what was that process like? How did your eyeball become artwork?
Yeah. It's, well, really just opening your eye, and I mean, it's very simple, and then just taking a picture of it and then uploading it, and that's it. So it's just because, as I said, that the artisans actually take it to the next level. So it doesn't have to be the most perfect photograph ever. You don't have to be a professional photographer to do this by any stretch. I'm certainly not. So you can do it with your iPhone and just take a picture of that iris and then upload it. And I forget what their exact turnaround time is. They did it very quickly for us, but I don't know what their typical turnaround time is. So are they inside the chat? I would love to know that if so. But like I said, then you can choose from there. You customize it from there, whether you want it to be a double or a single, or do you want it square? Do you want it round? Do you want a frame, no frame, mounted on glass, acrylic, canvas, whatever you choose. So it really is so customizable. Let's see, Iris is not in the chat. Darn it. Okay, so Greg, if you happen to see the turnaround time, but I think it is fairly quick. I know with the pet portrait, it was really quick. And yes, I'm a huge fan of Portrait My Pet. They did such a phenomenal job making a portrait of my dog Coco. And I gifted that during the holidays, and it was such a hit. for the entire family. I mean, it just became the conversation piece of our whole holiday event. So it was really fun. A cat eye would be amazing, Candy's saying. I agree. That would be awesome. Would love to see that. My son Colin has, and it's part of, he has Williams syndrome, and part of Williams syndrome, if you have blue eyes, there is I forget what, a stilet, I forget the word they use, but the pattern in the blue, it's almost like a lacy pattern and it looks like a swimming pool. So I can't believe I didn't think to do his. So I'm going to do his next because it's really cool. He's got the most blue eyes you've ever seen. It would be amazing as a piece of art. So
yeah.
I'm
and
definitely.
As you guys can see, I had it at the bottom there, but Iris is here in the chat, and they said the art proof is just in 1 day, 1 day turnaround, and then print delivery in 2 to 4 days after that. Absolutely incredible. So they didn't just do it fancy for us because we asked them for the show. That's actually how fast their turnaround time is. They're again, when we worked with Pet Portraits and now with Iris, they're an incredible team. They've been so great to work with. And again, like it's incredible gift giving. It's incredible art to have around your house. It's such personalized type art, I think, is just incredible. And it's a way to bring your home to life, through yourself or through your kids or through your parents or, things like that. I think this is, really cool. Again, going into like Mother's Day, things like that, like grandma would love, her grandchildren's eyes, in art like this displayed around the house. Like there's some really cool, unique aspects of this that could be really cool and very affordable. You guys been to art shows trying to buy, high-end art, especially customizable art. You're not getting it for $45. So I think this is just a really, really cool product that they have built out. And I love that we get to keep showing them off and showcasing them here on Grommet Live.
I love that idea of the grandkids having all of their eyes on one would be so, I may do that. I got lots of ideas now. Thank you.
Ideas everywhere. Well, if you head on over to the Grommet, hit that QR code, you do get 20% off, takes it from $57 to $45.60. You get your proofs in just 1 day. And then again, as we mentioned, lots of different ways that you can print those from, just matte canvases to frames to all kinds of different ways. And you can choose your selection right from their website. A great team, great support team if you have questions. So make sure you reach out to them. And again, perfect Mother's Day coming up, Father's Day coming up, cool graduation gifts, like all kinds of fun stuff that I think you can do with this heading into the spring, summer season.
Anytime there's art that becomes a conversation piece because of that personal element, I just love that. So this is definitely one of those.
Well, great job, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of Grommet Live. And that is the halfway point of the show, which is a really fun time because we do our first giveaway. If you're just joining us right now, 2 ways to enter the giveaway. You see that QR code that just popped on the screen. That is way number 1. Way number 2 is my personal favorite, is jump into the chat and let us know what product you want to win. Either say the word giveaway or say, you know what? I want one of those Iris Blink butterfly posters, or I want one of those honeydew pillows, or some Days Off dissolvable eye masks. Those are the 3 products we've gone through already here today. So, Marcy, you going first? Am I going first? What do we want to do today?
You go first.
I will go first. And so to me, again, it's so hard because I love all of you guys. I get to work with all these brands, getting them up on Grommet. So it's hard to pick one, but I will say we spent a lot of time talking about them. It is probably my favorite product that we've launched in a very long time. I'm going with Honeydew. So I want to give away the Scrumptious Side Pillow. And I believe Jen threw the winner in our chat. Marcy, if you will do the honors of letting us know our first winner, because I think they're actually here in the chat, or they were here in the chat.
One of you are going home with a honeydew, and you are going to be so happy. You are going to have the best night's sleep. I can't wait to hear what you think. I can't wait to hear if you love it as much as Greg and I do. And so Heather Sell, you are getting a honeydew pillow. So our producer Jen will reach out to you and get your shipping address, and we will get one of those out to you right away. Congratulations. That's a big one. That's an exciting one.
Big one, I know. But that is the benefit of entering the contest, jumping into the chat. We, I love saying, like, action takers get rewarded, right? Those who act fast get rewarded. And so congratulations, way to join. But there's still plenty of time. We've got 3 more products that we're going to be showing off here today. And we're going to start off with this next one. I met these guys at CES, and I immediately like saw them, made a beeline over to their booth at CES, and I was like, I gotta talk to these guys. Their product is perfect for Grommet. It is perfect to sell online because it is such a big problem. And when they told me how I thought the problem was big, they told me that it was way bigger than I thought it was. It's our good friends at LapLock. The product is LapLock. TechLock is the name of the brand. Love this product, especially with kind of this new work from home, gig economy, all these folks who are working out of the local coffee shop. They're up at the Starbucks, they're up at the local coffee shop. And what happens when you got to go up to the counter to get a refill? What happens when you have to go use the restroom? What happens when you need to jump on your phone real quick and, just head outside so you can have a little piece of quiet? What happens to your laptop? Now, I'm one of those people, and for better or for worse, I like to see the best in people. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. Hey, Mars, are you going to be here for a sec? Cool. Can you look at my laptop? And I know that naivety is at some point going to catch up with me because someone's just going to snatch and go, when they see a $2,000-$3,000 Mac laptop sitting on the desk. And so this product is designed to combat that, to stop people from taking those laptops, taking those tablets, taking those phones. This week, we're featuring the laptop lock, the LapLock. And again, love this product, what it stands for and how it's going to help people save so much. It is a really, really cool device. You have this little stick piece, and I'm going to get all the terminology wrong. So Ryan, I apologize in advance, but you've got this piece. It goes to the bottom of your laptop. So it's got, you can do glue. It's got like a little sticker here right to the bottom of your laptop. And this is going to be on your laptop at like all times, right? It's just, it fits under it. It doesn't get in the way. It doesn't make your laptop bounce up and down. And you have this on your laptop. And then when you want to, use the restroom or whatever it is, it's on the bottom of your laptop. You spin it out and you have this other side that locks in to your LapLock. And it goes in here, you lock it into place. And there is a code on the top. It's really cool that you can have your own digitized code and it locks your laptop. It's not going anywhere. It is so sturdy. Marcy, you can talk about the materials, the quality. Like, I think one of the only downfalls is it is a little heavy to have in like your laptop, things like that. But it's because this is like the most sturdy material on the planet. Your laptop is not going anywhere. No one is grabbing it. Big fan of LapLock and what they have built. And so, Marcy, what other highlights did I miss here? What else do we want to share for the person who is like a gig worker, someone who's working out of coffee shops, freelancers, anything like that? This is almost like a must-have accessory in 2024.
I totally agree. And when they talk about the statistics, it's actually a father-son team that created it. Incredible. Paul is the dad, and he actually has 44 patents to his name and has sold over $100 million worth of products from those patents. I love hearing that because you might not know, if you're an inventor, you probably know, but typically only 5% of inventors make money on their inventions. And the fact that Paul has created ones that have netted or sold $100 million is crazy. And then his son, Ryan, is in the cybersecurity space for many, many years. So lots of knowledge on that. And he was seeing all of the laptop thefts. And to be honest, when I saw this, before I saw it, I hadn't given much thought to laptop theft. However, to Greg's point, every time I'm at a Starbucks or an airport or a library or any place else that I do work on the go a lot. And I always, when I go to the bathroom, I think, do I really have to shut my computer down, put it in my handbag and go to the restroom? Or can I leave it here and just trust that there are good people here and no one's going to steal it? And I usually take the risk because it's too big of a hassle to do the other one. And I have been lucky, but you're right. It's going to catch up with me one of these days. I just know it. And the statistics, 1,600 laptops are stolen every year just in our country. And I'm sure that number is just going up and up and up, sadly. But it is a reality, and we all should be thinking about that. And so now that I understand that and have given more thought to it, I'm absolutely going to use this because I am on the go so many times. I showed this to my son who's in college, and he's like, that's so smart, because as a college student, you're always, whether you're in the fraternity house or in the big giant university library or at the local Starbucks or wherever you are grinding and studying all the time with that laptop, and you get up to get coffee or to go to the bathroom or whatnot. The chances of that getting stolen are not small. And so the fact that it is so beautifully designed, and Greg mentioned it, the quality of it, it's hard to understand that until you get it in your hand and you feel the functionality of it. It is, I mean, took years and years to design this, and this is they finally launched it. And you can tell it's taken years and years because it's so well done. And so, yeah, this just clamps on to whatever surface that you want to put it on, and it can go up to 3 inches. So that's, it's a pretty universal fit. And then, as Greg called it, the stick thing that goes under your laptop just swings out, and it's so simple to use. All you do is it goes inside the clamp, and then when you get this home for the first time, you're going to register it online, and then you put in a code. So I did that. I did that earlier today. And so my code is in there. So when I want to lock it, all I do is press my code in. And then, okay, if I want to test the lock, I'm going to press the lock, and you'll see the red and green. Can you see that? There's the red and green. Then I put in my code, and then the red flashes showing that it is locked and my code is working. Then if I want to unlock it, I just come back and put my code back in. That's the alarm. So that's an 80 decibel, I believe it is, sound. So that right there is just a deterrent. But because I put in my code, that made the alarm go away. So it's just, really simple. You have a 3-digit code that and only and if anybody tries to get near it, I believe that sound, and I think you guys are inside the chat, I hope. Oh, yes, you are. Is it motion sensor, the alarm, or is it just if somebody's trying to tamper with it, actually touching it? I'm curious about that. And it weighs just under 1 pound. So we're talking about it being so heavy. It's actually not that heavy. It needs to be strong and good material for it to work, and that's what they've done. But it's actually quite sleek and slender, and not too heavy. It's under 1 pound. And guys, I love that you included this, because I would definitely want to have this in my laptop bag or my purse or backpack or whatever that is. So you just keep it in there, and whenever you're on the go, you just attach it to the table, put your lock in, and you're good to go until you come back and you unlock it. And yes, it is motion censored, he's saying. So that's interesting. So well done. I'm so excited because I know it's a recent launch. I can't wait to hear the feedback on it. I just think it's one of those things that you may not have thought about, but once you do think about it, of course we need a lock for our laptops. Like, I can't believe I haven't used one for all of these years. I've been lucky.
So a couple things I want to hit on. First, while we're talking, hit that QR code, open this up on Grommet, give them an upvote. If you have a student going off to college, do not send them to college without this, because they're going to see a girl, they're going to see a boy walk by, they're going to see a friend walk by, and their laptop is gone in seconds, right? So great graduation gift for high school graduation for those going off to college. Great Father's Day gift for all of us dads who are just aloof and leave our laptops on the table. And so really, really great gift. Second thing, you mentioned 1,600 laptops. That's actually a daily number, not a yearly number. 1,600 per day. So that's an insane stat. 1,600 laptops per day stolen in the United States. So I wanted to make sure that we talked about that. And then the other thing is the tables. So it does not damage the tables that you put them on. So whether you're at home, you're at a restaurant, whatever it is, no damage is done to the tables. Which is really, really cool. The other thing, as you go to Grommet, and whether you click buy now, you visit their site, they also have other things. Ryan mentions it also holds purses and bags, things like that. But they do have a phone version of this that's much smaller that works on your phone. But to me, like, this is a no-brainer. If you are someone who works out of coffee shops, I mean, I'm using that as like the stereotype, but if you're someone who works on the go, you're working somewhere other than your home desk, this is something that you definitely need to have. Like Marcy said, if you're traveling, it's a no-brainer, right? Like, we've all done it where we're working at the airport, at the terminal, waiting for our flight. We turn around for 2 seconds and boom, bag's gone, laptop's gone. Let's not let that happen. Don't be one of those 1,600 people. And so, Ryan, kudos to you. Amazing job. He was telling me, he'll get into all the details, but like, he put his blood, sweat, tears, resources, everything into this product. And I wish him nothing but success, because if we can cut that number from 1,600 down to 800 to 500 a day, we are saving a lot of people a lot of money, a lot of hard times, a lot of headache. Like, if I lost my laptop, like, my life would be like, that's everything is on the laptop. So Yeah, such a great job, Ryan. Really appreciate that. Hit the QR code, head on over to the Grommet, get a 20% discount, then purchase directly from Ryan and the good folks at LapLock. What a cool product. Love what you're building over there.
I just wanted to piggyback on the gift giving that you were saying, because we are coming into graduation, and I know many times parents, for whether it's college or high school, are gifting laptops, and I just think it's such a no-brainer to add this into that gift. Just, it's that insurance policy, and I mean, for $79, that is worth, I mean, obviously worth every penny if it needs to be used. But when you feel the quality of it and you know the security that it's going to give, especially if you're giving a laptop to whether it's high school or college. Sometimes my high school and college kids can be a little absent-minded and a little trustworthy, from more trusting than they probably should be many times. So to have that and make it easy for them to lock it is just really, really a smart addition to that gift.
Yeah. Great job, guys. Ryan, thank you so much for being a part of Grommet Live. Go check out TechLock's Lap Lock. Really, really cool product. Thanks for being on the show today. We got two more for you as we wrap up here on this Friday. This next one is also another gadget product, and we love playing with cool new gadgets. And Marcy hasn't gotten to play with this one yet. Or maybe you have, but I have been playing with this in my car. It is this really cool car phone holder, and it's a really simple gadget. And I think sometimes simplicity is the best thing for a lot of these gadgets. Is I have a big truck. I got a big Ford F-150, and I don't really have a great place to have my phone so that I can see, whether it's the GPS or whatever the case is. And so this is really cool because it attaches under the rear view mirror, right? So it goes up high, and then it's got this really cool phone holder, and it's on. It rotates, right? So we can have it, be in any one of these directions that we want. It's got these really cool little feet here for stands, and open them, close them. Phone just goes right in, and boom, we're done. We got our phone holder. And so very simple. There's not a lot of, different 800 different ways to use it. What I love about it, installed in seconds. It just has a little release mechanism here that you tighten and untighten to go onto your rear view mirror. And then it's got feet this way, and then it's got some feet this way. And that is basically the whole gadget. That's it. Done. Simple, but it solves a problem that I have. You can easily take it up and down. Like if my wife doesn't want it there, it's not stuck there. It's not, attached to my car forever. Easily take it up, take it down, fits right in the glove box. So when you need it, on a long road trip or getting into spring break, into summer, things like that. I think it's a really, really cool invention. This is a last week launch. So it launched just over a week ago. 552 upvotes. It came in second place for product of the week. People just loved this gadget. It sold a couple hundred units. And so, again, I think it's the simplicity. It's also $23 with your discount. So something very, very affordable. But if you're looking for something, a better way to have your phones, you're not, for me, I'm always just picking it up out of the cup holder and, looking at it. Probably not the smartest thing to do. But sometimes simple gadgets are the best gadgets. I love what Smart Additions is doing here and showing it off. I'm actually going to give me 1 second here, and I'm going to pull up their page on the Grommet. And Marcy, you can chime in with questions, comments. So this way people can see it in the car. And here in the middle picture, you can see how it's attached to the rear view mirror. You can see on the left in that video how simple it is, how sturdy it is. I think that's another piece of it. It's very sturdy. So the phone didn't move at all as I drove around and dropped the kids off, things like that. Simple. It takes seconds to attach. Just a really cool, simple gadget, Mars.
Yeah, no, I love it for several reasons. And Greg from Smart Additions is here inside the chat. So Greg, thanks for being here. Really appreciate that. And I do have, you asked if we have questions. I do have a couple questions for you in just a second, but I just want to comment on what I really like about this. And that is my son used to have a Jeep, and Jeeps are not conducive to, there's so many different phone mounts out there, as we all know, but the air vents on Jeeps are not conducive to the typical car phone mounts that are out there. So this would have been the perfect solution, that it attaches to the mirror instead of impeding. My phone mount right now goes right into my vent, and it does impede that air conditioning coming to me. I also have one, and actually the one that I'm using right now is the vent, but it can also go into the CD holder if you have one of those. And so then of course that impedes that. So I find that so many of the phone mounts that are out there are really for the dash, and it gets in the way. You can't see the the digital displays and things, or it's actually the air conditioning and all of that gets covered up. So I can't believe I hadn't seen something like this before, that it is hooked to the mirror like that. And my first question that I asked Greg right away was, does it actually tilt? And it does. So it's not just going sideways, either going horizontal or vertical. It's actually tilting this way and this way, which means it gives you that perfect, the vision, that perfect positioning no matter where you are. So I thought that was so great. Sherry's chiming in here saying I wanted a cup holder for years, but I couldn't mount my phone anywhere else in my car. Exactly. So the phone mounts always, there's something's got to give. So whether it's your cup holder that gets taken away or your vent or whatever it is, but not with this one. This doesn't take anything away. So I love that. The other thing, I do have a question for Greg from Smart Additions. Because of the way it attaches to the rearview mirror, I'm curious what other uses, like I think of the handle on a stroller, or even like a beach chair. Can you put it on the arm of a beach chair and be on your phone that way? What other uses am I not thinking of that can attach to? I'm just curious about that.
I love that. What a great, those are great questions. Hope that Greg can answer them. I'm going to chime in with Candy asking to be used as a dash cam too. And the answer is yes. I'm going to pull up that picture really quickly so you guys can see it. But because of the way that it mounts, you can see on that picture on the left-hand side of it being used as a dash cam. So the camera facing forward, so you could have it there, or facing rear. So like it can be used as a dash cam as well. And so obviously any dash cam app that you have, it would be able to use that. So I think that is a great question. And I think, Marcy, what you brought up, super smart. And it's crazy as I talk to more and more makers, all these unintended uses of product. And I think what you brought up is perfect of, could it, because of the way that it attaches, right? It's really just, this attachment here. Anything that this would fit onto, you could technically attach it to, right? So you could attach it to, like you said, could it attach to a stroller? Could it attach to a beach chair? Could it attach to something and just have another place to mount your phone somewhere in the kitchen, to the oven, like to the handle? Like, I think there's so many unintended uses for this. And Greg chimed in and says, I actually use it as a phone holder at my desk, turn the clamp upside down and it clamps to a table. And so, spot on that there are, there's the one main use, right? Attach it to your car, put it under the rearview mirror. But you're right, because it can come off so easily, it can be used for all these things. And Sherry says, how about your bicycle? Like, absolutely. I can see this easily going on to your bicycle as well. So many uses of this. Very inexpensive gadget here, $29.95. Your Grommet discount takes it to $23.96. Big fan of what Greg and Smart Additions are doing.
I could even see attaching it, and Greg, because you're holding it there, could it go onto the steering wheel? Not that you would do that when you're driving, but like I did a conference call in the car the other day, and I was wishing I had it mounted right there. Because even there, it's a little funky, but to be sitting there and be able to mount it, I was curious whether a steering wheel would work.
Yeah, it looks like it's close to fitting, but I hear you, because I do so many, like I park in a parking lot to jump on a Zoom call. I do that so many times. And so, but I can even see it, being on the rear view mirror position, because it has a 360-degree tilt too. You could probably still have it in the rear view and then just, have it facing you in that direction too. So I think a couple different uses. You're right. For those car Zoom calls that we all seem to can't avoid these days. Greg says, I'd be careful on a bike on bumpy trails. Good point. I like that. Super cool. Great little gadget. Make sure you check these guys out on Grommet. Hopefully we get a bunch more of their products soon. Greg, we really appreciate you being a part of Grommet's launch last week. I know we had hundreds and hundreds, 552 upvotes already and climbing. They're on the trending feed right now. Make sure to continue to help them ride up to the top of the charts. And again, great product, great gift for yourself, for someone else in your family. Love this little.
And he did say okay to the steering wheel, but only if you're parked.
Yeah, I'm not a lawyer and I do not play one on the internet. So I love that. All right, that brings us into our final product of the day. We got a few minutes left, but this one, Marcy, you like hit me up instantly and you're like, this is a game changer. I might not ever sit in a chair again without this one. I opened mine, and this chair that I'm sitting in right now is a little too small for it. So I'm about to go find a new chair for this. These are from our good friends at Trigger Point Systems. We've had the Trigger Point rocker on before. Now we have their lifted lumbar seat cushion. why is this the gadget that we all need? Why are we all going to be sitting with this cushion from now on?
I cannot tell you. This came last night. I'm sitting a little lower now because I had it under me. Because, as Greg said, I don't think I'll sit in a chair again without it. So it came last night. My son and I were watching a show together, and I said, let's try this. And we sat in it, and it immediately became a fight. And I told him that he could stay up a half hour longer if I could sit, if I could have the lumbar. So it became a negotiating tool for sure. I try seat cushions all the time. I'm sad to say that I sit way too much, whether I'm on airplanes flying to Florida, which I do quite frequently. So it's that 5, 6 hour plane ride, whether I'm in kids or sitting at my desk, which is what I do most of the time, for hours on end. I get my rear end hurts so much from doing that I'm constantly on Amazon buying new cushions, trying to find the perfect one. And I have never found one. I have ones that I kind of like, sort of like. This, I immediately, it just gives you the support that you cannot believe. It is an active lumbar support. Immediately, when I sat down, just became instantly aligned. And I really mean that. Like instantly I sat up with my shoulders back, and it was a comfortable posture. It wasn't like this awkward. It was like, this is the way I'm supposed to be sitting. And it just put me into that position. The brilliance of it is really, I mean, there's so many things. Number one, it's double memory foam. So it's really so comfortable. But as you're seeing right here, there are straps. And so these come together, they snap together, and then you pull on the strap to support your lumbar. So it's adjustable for whatever you like. But so I just pulled it slightly. And I mean, right when I sat down, even without them snapped, I loved it. And then when I realized that, oh, that's what those are for, and I pulled them to my liking, oh my gosh, it literally is just the best feeling. And the fact that it's not just a seat cushion, but you actually have the seat back as well. And as you can see, there are trigger points, hence the name of the company, built in here. So it's hitting you at just the right spot to give you the most comfortable seated position you have ever had. And because it is sort of hugging you, and that is how it feels, like you're being hugged in your chair, what that's also doing is relieving the pressure on your legs. And in doing that, it increases the blood flow, the blood circulation. So it has multiple purposes. Just right when you sit in it, you'll notice all of those things that I just mentioned. It just lifts you. My son, I'm always on him about his posture. He's one that kind of sits like this, as many of us do now that we're hunched over our computers all the time. And it instantly put him into this position. It was amazing. And he's like, whoa, it just was so comfortable to him to be in that position. So this is created by a doctor, Dr. Aaron Fu. I don't know if he's inside the chat or not, but Aaron, if you are, I am such a huge fan of this. I want to scream about it from the rooftops. So definitely it goes into my office chair. As I mentioned, I had it in my car seat. I drove to work with it, and I've never been so comfortable in my car as I was on this drive. I think about the airplanes. It has a handle on the back, which I actually really appreciate as well. So it makes it easy to lift or attach to something. So when I'm doing those long plane flights, I'm going to find a way to bring this with me and be able to pull it out and just seat it inside on the airplane for sure. And think about, Greg, you are always going to those outdoor sporting events and sitting on those hard bleachers or the concrete blocks, being able to bring this with you and have that level of comfort, and not only just cushion under your rear, but the back support that it gives you is incredible. It's just so well done. Candy's asking, is the cushion size fits all? I believe that it is. I mean, I was just sent this one. Is it just one size, Greg?
I think it is just one size. Yeah.
Yeah. Jonathan saying, I need one of those. I am telling you, this is much like the honeydew pillow. This is one of those, when you get it home, you are going to thank us for showing you this. Because if you are someone that sits at your desk for any period of time, this is going to change your life. It
Yeah,
really
I
is.
love even I was looking at some of the pictures as I was kind of scrolling through and I saw the one lady doing yoga kind of sitting, sitting upright with nothing behind her, right? She's just on her yoga mat. And so it gives you that support even when there's no back. So I dislike sitting in bar stools because my back gets so
Mm,
backs on them because my back gets really
mhm.
sore. So like having something like this, if you're sitting on the floor a lot, if you're with your kids, right, and you're playing on the floor doing Legos or action figures or whatever you're doing on the floor, having
Yeah.
this to support your back as you're on the floor. I see so many great uses for this. In addition to, yes, the desk, yes, in addition to the car, in addition to the plane, in addition to all of the day to day, there's so many other, anyone who's, trying to make sure that that their back feels great all day when you're in a sitting position. This is a great, great item for you. And I know
Yeah, and I'm
Marcy is showing it up there.
just showing that because to your point, Greg, it's the first cushion that I've seen that does give you the full back. So if you're sitting on a bar stool or something
Yeah.
that doesn't have a back, because of these straps, it has that structure to it.
Yeah.
And that those straps make the support adjustable to your unique body curves, if you will.
Yeah. Love that.
But
And again, big Grommet discount. $109.99 is the retail price. You guys know you don't pay that. $88 for Grommet shoppers. When you hit that QR code or you head on over to the Grommet, search for these guys, give them an upvote. You're purchasing directly from them, supporting these makers just like you are for everyone that was on the show today. This is such a cool product. Rounds us out today with 6 amazing inventions that we have, but we are not done yet. Before we jump into the final giveaway and Marcy shares hers, jump into the chat and let us know your favorite product from the day, the one that maybe surprised you, the one that definitely you want on your wish list, which one you were like, I didn't even know that existed, but now I need one. Let us know in the chat. We love hearing what your favorite products are. It's one of our favorite things that we get to do. So drop that into the chat. And Marcy, I'm going to turn it over to you to kind of take us home, give us our last giveaway winner of the day.
yes, okay. I don't know if this person is inside the chat. I hope they are. But I'm going to be giving away, you might have guessed. Well, it may have been the honeydew, but we've already done that one. So the next one, and these are really tied for me, of course, is the lifted lumbar. I love it so much, and I just know it's going to change this person's life too. And this person is Sharon Garcia. So Sharon, congratulations. Are you in the chat? I don't think I saw your name. So either way, Jen will reach out to you and get everything she needs from you. Let's see. The honeydew pillows are the best. My favorite cozy find. Oh, that's okay. Great. Great to hear. I love that, guys. When you have one of these items, if you've tried one and you can put your 2 cents into the chat, we love that. That's just always such a bonus. One other final thing I wanted to say when Greg was saying, put in the chat something you didn't know you needed until you saw it today. I have to say, so many times we get all these products sent to us, and I may have seen it somewhere and just thought, oh yeah, well, that's not so great. I mean, it's fine, but when I get into it and when I really start doing some research on it and reading reviews on it, suddenly I'm like, oh my God, how have I lived without that? So that's one of the things I love so much about the Grommet is that it does with Grommet, unlike any other site I've ever seen, you get all that backstory and all those kind of hidden uses and different kinds of information about the products that you wouldn't normally know. And so those products that you may have just not even given a second look, when you see them on the Grommet, you're like, it kind of takes on a whole new life. So I love that. Grommet's doing an amazing job with that. So kudos to you guys.
Hey, we're trying a little bit every day. But the cool thing is now there are 680 products on the Grommet that have launched since August the 31st. 20 new ones launch every Thursday. Yesterday, a fresh new batch launched. That's where Honeydew came from. That's where these amazing guys from Clean Circle came from. So Lap Block was last week. So just so many really, really cool products. And Grommet Live is usually every Friday, right at this time, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock on the West Coast. But next week, I think we're both on the road on Friday. So we're doing another special Thursday night edition. We're testing out some different times and things on Thursday. This time, I think we're going a little later, 9 o'clock on the East Coast, 6 o'clock on the West Coast. So right when you're sitting on the couch, looking for something to watch, tune in to Greg and Marcy, and we'll have a fresh batch of products. I've already started getting some of them for next week, and it's going to be a tasty week. Let's say that.
Keep you in suspense. No, that'll be a fun one. And even when we say goodbye and we shut down. The chat keeps going. I would love to know from you guys if you would take just a second to let us know what your optimum time for Grommet Live is. Whether do you like that idea of the nighttime, or are you more of prefer doing it in the daytime like this? So I would love to have that feedback from you guys if you don't mind. So just drop that in the chat anytime. Hopefully right now, but even when we close.
Love it. Thank you guys so much for watching, for tuning in today, and we'll see you next week, next Thursday night for the next